All right, everybody. Hello. Welcome, you guys. My apologies for the delay. Listen, Wi-Fi acting up. Got to use the hotspot, but we here. We here. Listen, I'm not gonna let y'all miss out on Jonathan and this review. Let me play this intro, and we're gonna be right back.
Welcome to the Juice Radio Talk Show. 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 Reality TV's church reviews. Let's talk happy love and marriage lifestyle. Come and talk with us. Come and share with us. Come and laugh with us. Come on and pray with us.
Regina and Clovis, special guests. You should be following your lead. Bless. Subscribe on YouTube. Listen on podcasts. We live on IG and Facebook. This episode is sponsored by Truth and Triumph Ministries.
All right, y'all. Hey, y'all. Hey, welcome back to our channel. Listen, we got so much to talk about, Jonathan, because I watched these ladies, and you saw the thumbnail. It's just a mess. It is a whole, complete, entire mess.
Right.
But we're here to talk about it. We're here to talk about it. We're going to try and find some love in it somewhere, Jonathan. We're going to try and find a love somewhere.
Right. Okay.
Jonathan, let's get started. How you doing, Jonathan? Thank you so very much for being here. My apologies again for the delay.
It's completely fine. I'm doing great. The sun is actually shining through my window. This daylight savings time is almost like it passed my mind. And typically I like the fall better because it does get dark earlier. I do enjoy that more, but I don't mind this at all. So I'm in good spirits. Absolutely.
Well, nice. See, I be needing my extra hour, as y'all can tell.
Right.
First show, and I'm late because I be needing my time. Need my time back.
Right.
But listen, I'm doing great. Today is actually hubby's birthday today, and
Happy birthday to Clovis.
Thank you. Happy birthday, sweetie. We went away for a little weekend getaway, and we're back. But we're gonna continue his celebration next weekend. I got some events and stuff I got to go to, so I'm gonna just pack in a few things for him as well, and continue it then. But thank y'all for being here, and again, happy birthday to my wonderful husband, Jonathan. Where are we starting today? Let's start by saying hello to everybody in the chat first. Hey, Dustin.
Hey, Dustin.
Listen, Dustin was first in line today. He was first in line today. All right. Hey, Latoya.
Hey, Latoya.
Thank you for being here. Thank you. And hello. Thank you, Latoya, girl. Remind the people, hit that like button, that share button, that subscribe button. Listen, Jonathan and I over here working.
Okay.
We're working. Hello, beautiful Aaron. Thank you very much for
Aaron.
being here. Love it. Love it. Hello, Nadi. How you doing, girl? Appreciate you.
Nadi love.
Listen, I saw your text message. I'm going to respond back, Nadi. I think it was Kim. I'm going to respond back. I've been busy. I had to get all these different chargers for my phone and all this stuff. So, but I'm going to respond back. And I love the topic. All right, Jonathan, let's get started. Let's talk about which one we starting with because,
I want to start with Housewives of Potomac, since we really didn't get that much from the show this past week, or at least not in my opinion. But I did want to speak on Giselle, seeing her daughter off to college. I thought that was very sweet. Saying that,
wait. Okay. Wait, hold on. I think we're lagging. You guys tell me in the chat, are we lagging over there? Let me pull up my other monitor here. It seems like we're lagging. Go ahead, Jonathan. Try that again.
Okay, no problem. So I wanted to start off with Giselle, seeing her daughter off to college. I thought that was very sweet to see her. She said it used to be me plus 3, now it's me plus 2. So I love to see that. I love to see how, her father was going to see her off to college as well, meet him at the airport and things of that nature. So I excuse me, I love to see Giselle with her children, because I think that's the only way that we see the true, genuine, authentic Giselle, not the mean, shady, person that we typically are used to seeing coming for everybody's necks. But what did you think about seeing Giselle see her daughter off to college?
I'm glad that they did that, but it kind of almost gave me like creepy vibes the way they did it. I know they were trying to do a memorial to her, but I wish it would have been more of a celebration kind of thing. Right. But I'm glad that they the channel and the network did that for her, because I loved it. And I love that we do get to see Giselle loving on her daughters and her daughters loving on her. And
Right.
that's a lot of time what takes us and gets us through the meanness from some of these girls that don't be liking on us is that our
Right.
kids love us just the way we are. And we
Exactly.
don't have to change. Our kids love us the way we are. But I also love how they showed some clips where the daughters were giving her some advice now. I love
Right,
it.
when they were younger. Yes, that was awesome to see. I think the reason why her daughters are attached to her and love her so much is because they know who Giselle really is at her core.
Yes.
They've seen Giselle in her worst moments, obviously,
Mhm.
and they've seen her in her best moments. So they know who
Yes.
Giselle is. Maybe probably better than anyone else on this earth does know Giselle, maybe besides her parents. So yeah,
Mhm.
that's why I love seeing her with her kids.
I do too. Hello, Latoya Miller. Thank you for
Hi,
being here as
Latoya.
well. Thank you so much. Listen, Latoya, our other Latoya, moderator Latoya said, y'all, I met our good sister Bianca Saturday, and she is an even more beautiful soul in person. Love her. Yes. See, that's what we want over here. Y'all meet up, have fun with each other, and we love sharing each other, you know. Other people
Yes.
would be like, why y'all did that? But over here at the Juice Radio Talk Show, we like, yes, meetups.
Okay, and I'm coming next time. Okay.
I know. I know. I was out. I could not make Light of the Leo and her brunch that she was doing. I really wanted to go there. Jonathan, did you go?
No,
You
I
couldn't
didn't.
make
I
it
was
down there,
still
right?
here in Colombia.
Okay.
But she did tell me that they went to Korean barbecue. And we found out
Yeah,
that there's a Korean barbecue here in Colombia. So my mother and I we're going to go check that out sometime later this week. So I'm hoping for
I
the best.
I know. Listen, and when we all get together, Jonathan, it's gonna be me and you and the food. Because you know, we are
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. Yes, the food brings us together, honey.
it does, it does. Thank you all. Thank you so much, Latoya, for the happy birthday to Clovis as well. All right, let's go on back to Housewives of Potomac, Jonathan. I did love that they did that tribute to the daughter. Great.
Absolutely. I also wanted to talk about Candace, Wendy, and their other friend. I can't remember what her name is, but I love her look in the confessional. I love the fact that
Yeah.
she, let the girls know. Giselle was the first one to check up on me when we got to our destination, girls, and I would have
Hmm.
expected for it to be you two, but it seems like she didn't take it too hard. It seems like maybe that's what she kind of expected out of them. Maybe it didn't surprise her that they didn't really check in on her like that. I think it kind of shows that they're really not that close. And that's the really big difference between Housewives of Potomac and Married to Medicine. Married to Medicine, those girls are family. Whereas the
Hmm.
Housewives of Potomac, they are co-workers. And that is
Oh,
it. They don't talk. They probably. It seems like they don't talk to each other outside of the show, maybe with the exception of Giselle and Robin. But those other girls, they really don't mess with each other like that. But I like the fact that the girls are taking care of their womanly spaces as well as their armpits and making sure that they're all waxed and clean and whatnot. That's never been my judge. I have taken the hair off of my legs when I was wearing shorts to a couple of events before. Used a little
okay.
nair here and there, you know what I'm saying? But I've never gotten in my eyebrows. But that's the only place that's wax is going for me. But what did you think first scene with Giselle? I'm not Giselle, but with Candace, Wendy, and their friend.
Let me tell you, I love this friend, and my apologies, I can't remember her name either. I'm so busy, but I love the friend, and I love that she checked both Candace and Wendy in
Hmm.
her business, in her
Yes,
entrepreneur
in her
business.
own way. Yes,
Yeah. And she politely told them, listen, y'all was supposed to be my booze. Y'all was supposed to be my girls, and y'all didn't come for me. I think that's how friendship's supposed to be. You're supposed to let your friends know when they hurt you. You're supposed to let
exactly.
your friends know when you feel like they weren't there for you. So kudos and yes,
Right.
that's the way you're supposed to do it. I love it. Now, your girl, Wendy, let me just talk about your girl. Your girl, Wendy, and the eye roll as she looked over at Candace, like, are we really gonna let her say this? Basically, that's the way I was reading those eyes. I was like, Wendy, stop. You're supposed to be the mature one in the group. And then them shady but real producers went and go do a video of when they were asking Wendy if she was going to be roommates with her friend. And she was like, I ain't going to be no roommate with her.
I ain't
Oh,
gonna be roommates with that girl, child. Please.
hot Mike. Did you forget the mic was on, Wendy?
Right, exactly. Wendy gives me, she's not a girl's girl type of girl. You
She's
know what I'm
not.
saying? She
She's
doesn't give
not.
me the type of woman who would have a lot of girlfriends. And I think she might think that she intimidates other women because she's so powerful, because she's so strong, because she
Uh-huh.
takes herself so seriously. She feels like
Right.
there can't be another top-notch girl in the room but me. And that would ward off a couple girls, which surprises me why Candace is so close to her. But Candace is really,
Right.
you know, she ain't got too much to pick from in this group of girls, so
That's
she
true.
might as well go for Wendy. So
That's true.
I don't know. I think we're seeing who Wendy truly is now this season, and
See,
it's a
you're
little
seeing it.
disappointing, but
You're seeing it finally.
I still ride for her though. She's still my queen.
Listen, Wendy still has a chance in my heart and in my space. She still has a chance. Wendy, girl, why you do your friend like that? And let me tell you, you got to be careful with Candace because Wendy is real close buddy with Candace. But Cherie said it best. She was like, Candace and Robin used to be really good, and Robin did really rock for Candace. So I say, Wendy, be careful because when Candace, if and ever she was to turn around and bite you, girl, I don't know if you're going to be able to survive that bite. But Candace does need somebody in her corner because, like you said, it's very few pickings. So for her and Wendy to be there together, okay. But y'all need to be women that's going to encourage each other to do what is right.
And support each other. And you know what I'm getting from Wendy this season and a little bit of last season is that Wendy is coming off slightly fake. And I wish she would take the Karen approach and just be herself authentically and share her feelings freely and speak freely. I don't know why Wendy feels as though she has to hold back because of her positions, but she can take the Karen approach and just be exactly who she is and have the standpoints on certain people the way she does, and be able to voice that with confidence. And she can do that, but I feel like she feels she can't do it because of who she is, but you can. And Karen is the obvious example of you being who you are, and being that unashamedly, and not having to apologize for it.
Yeah, and let me tell you now, Karen is herself, and we know, like we just found out, we just saw Karen. You lie, girl. You lie. Talking about Ray allergic to the crabs like that. Now, did this allergy come overnight? Because Karen. But you are absolutely right. Wendy can be like Karen, even if you want to be shady and tell a little lie every now and then because you don't want to attend an event or function. Okay, do that. Do that, Wendy. But do it with some coof. Like Karen.
That's what Karen does. And you know what? Karen gives her truth. She might sneak a little lie in there to kind of buffer it a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Which I understand. But that's how Karen does her thing. And I feel like it's a little more entertaining that way. Because if they bring it up at the reunion, she can just shrug it off and be like, okay, yeah, so what? I said that next. Okay. That's what Karen, and that's exactly what Karen is going to do. And again, that's why I love her so much, because she doesn't have any issue with telling the girls how she feels about them to their face.
Thank you, Bishop B. I see you on here. Say hello. I'm new here. Well, thank you for being here.
Thank you for coming.
She also says, Bishop, I don't know if this Bishop B, he or she, but the beautiful picture is a beautiful woman. It says, Bishop, lie more white hair jury is deliberating and have asked for an additional 2 hours. So ask for more 2 hours more so we can come up with some more lies, allegedly. Thank you for that update. I'm gonna go over there to Pam and check that channel out and see what I pull up also. Hey, Michelle, thank you for being here also. Thank you for being here. Now, listen, Again, I do like that Candace and Wendy are friends, but I hope they can take some cues from this new friend that came in because she's starting this thing off right. She was like, y'all come to my shop. First scene when she came out, she said, y'all catch me walking out my shop to go down the street to meet these girls.
Right, okay? Exactly. My place of business. Exactly.
I'm promoting my brand. And then next, y'all meet me in my brand. Now, did you notice the color coordination? Because I know you went to fashion, John. Did you notice the gold shirt, the match the gold, the stuff in our office? That's promoting, Jonathan. That's promoting.
It is.
And I loved it. Because y'all know I'm business. I love that part. The waxing. Oh, goodness. Oh, I don't know if I'm gonna do all that because I don't know. Sometimes I heard some scary stories about laser, so I am just going to stick with the waxing. The waxing.
Yeah, I don't know about the laser. That sounds a little bit too painful to me. I'm sorry. I'm not here for the pain.
Now I'm gonna tell you a real quick story, real fast. My husband, I was in a nail salon when they get my nails done, and the lady came to my husband because he was just sitting there, real nice, waiting. And she said, "Okay, could I bring you back and just touch up your eyebrows a little bit?" And he was like, "Nah, that's girl stuff." So she was like, and so she finally talked him into it, right? And I was like, "Go ahead, baby." So he went in the back. And she goes to her, she was waxing. All I hear is like, "Wow, wow." And when he came out, Jonathan, I hollered. His eyebrows were so arched, they looked like he was saying,
Oh my goodness. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no.
And we had to go to church. It was a Saturday. We had to go to church that next Sunday. Jonathan, he walked in, and all the men looked at him and was like, "What the?"
See, I've had my eyebrows waxed before, but they just clean it up a little bit. There's no arch, there's no shape to it. It's still as square as they are now, but it's just a little cleaned up. Don't never arch my eyebrows. I'm sorry. I'm not a
Oh,
drag
they took
queen.
my
I don't
baby to
need
close
that
the door.
look. I don't
I
need to
said,
look suspicious. I don't need any of that. Okay.
it looked like he was like, the whole time. I told my baby, I said, never again will I let you go behind closed doors with any woman. They told me she's going to arch your eyebrows. And he
Okay.
could not wait until they grew up. And now he won't even let them touch his nails, his feet, his nothing. He won't let no salon person do nothing for him. But that was his salon experience, and he don't do salons, not at all.
My condolences to Clovis in this moment. I know the feeling that I would feel.
Lost eyelashes, right? For his lost eyelashes.
Right, yes.
Eyebrows.
I know how I would feel if I looked in the mirror after getting a waxing and saw any type of shape or any type of calligraphy, whatever the case might be. No. My condolences to you, Clovis, my brother. I'm so sorry they did that to you.
Listen, every time, like you so funny, the condolences to their eyebrows. Listen, every time he looked at me, I thought he was asking me a question.
You look inquisitive, sir. What's going on?
Oh my goodness. Okay, let's get back in here. Thank you. Listen, y'all know I feel like I had me a drink today, but I have not. I promise y'all, I just drink water. It is just, I love having fun with Jonathan talking about all this stuff. Okay, let's get back. Let me reel it back in.
Yes. Let's talk really quickly about NECA and her attempts to have a baby. She says that her methods that she's going through may not necessarily be looked that fondly upon in Nigeria, where she's from. Her and her husband are from. However, she wants to have children, and she's going to do what it takes to, and she has the means to do what it takes to conceive a child. So what do you think of it? Doesn't seem like she's really having too much trouble doing it, although it's really against her culture. How do you think that she's dealing with this kind of juxtaposition of, going with what your culture wants, but then going with what you want personally?
I don't know. And you know what? This is the kind of stuff that I like seeing on these shows. I like seeing the difference of the cultures and how they handle things and all that kind of stuff. I'm hoping they work it out. I really want NECA to have her baby. I really want her to have her baby. I love watching the scene with her and her husband, and she's saying the dog needs to go to the dog school or whatever. And he's like, no, the dog knows. He listens. And he's giving a high five, and the dog gives a high five.
Yes.
And she was so cute to say, listen, I can't, I don't know how you're going to work with our kids. I think they're going to be great. And I think in God's timing, it's all going to work out.
Yeah.
It's all going to work out.
The only downside to that is I don't see NECA as a working mother. For some reason, I see her laid back on the balcony with a wine glass in her hands, while the husband is taking care of the kids on the inside, cooking and cleaning and all that good stuff, while NECA is sitting back laid, getting paid to drink a glass of lemonade. Okay, that's just what I get from NECA, but I could be wrong.
Do you see her as a Toya then? Are you saying you see her as a Toya?
Toya is a mother. Toya is a mother. We see Toya with her kids. Toya is a working mother. She does what a mother does. I don't see NECA in that same vein in any way, shape, or form. I could be wrong, though. I'm willing to be wrong. It's just that I don't see it for NECA. From what she's presented to us as who she is, she does not give me mother.
Ooh, I can't wait to see her running around. I'm going to want to see her. But when she came in that room with that crown on and the grand dame slash, I cracked up. But let's
Speaking of Sharice's crab boil, let's get to the crab boil. First of all, I have to say I don't eat crab or lobster or any of that the shellfish besides shrimp, because it's just crab legs is too much work. If it's not there and ready for me to take my fork in it and put it in my mouth, if I have to do work to take off the shell of the crab leg, that's too much work for me. I'm sorry. Eating is supposed to be enjoyable. I'm supposed to enjoy this, not do work while I'm eating. But I heard that they're really good. So, and I know a lot of Black people love it, but apparently
a lot of people
Sharice's crabs are lacking in flavor, because These girls are like, this ain't Boston crab or Baltimore crabs. This ain't the type of crab that I'm used to. These crabs are a little bit
Where's the
flavorless.
Old Bay? Where is the Old Bay?
Where is the Old Bay, honey?
Where's
Okay.
the salt? Where is the salt? If we can't have Old Bay, where's the salt and pepper?
Right. First, I want to ask you: are you surprised
Hey,
that Karen? Are you surprised that Karen rejected the invitation to the crab boil? Does that surprise you
No.
at all?
Karen lied and said Ray was allergic to crabs. I'm gonna say allegedly, Karen, and
Mhm.
then the producers, I love them. They showed that they had the crab boil at Karen's house, and Ray
Karen had a crab boil. Yes.
Karen, and Ray and them marching in there with the crabs on. Karen, listen, just stop making up the shenanigan lies, Karen. We still love you. Just say I ain't going to that girl crab boil. I don't want her, and I don't want her crabs. Just leave it at that. Stop putting this stuff on Ray, because then next week Ray will be allergic to crabs. Stop
Right, and it would have been so much more satisfying if Karen had just said, "Heck no, I ain't going to that BITCH's party because I don't like that hoe." Okay, I don't like her.
I ain't going.
I wish she would do that, but again, it's funnier when she adds these lies on because then the producers can prove her lie wrong. So I like to see that, but I love that Karen said, "Heck no, I ain't going to that girl's." What I look like, okay?
And the other thing, hey Curbs, how you doing? And the other thing, why was Karen in there cutting them cookies with the plastic still on there? Girl, Karen, I wanted to jump through that TV screen and take that knife from her, slice that little plastic off, put that to the side, and cut them cookies right. Karen, I know Giselle ate some plastic. She allegedly ate some plastic.
Karen never gave me chef. She never gave me slaving in the kitchen for hours while the stew is boiling. No, she never gave me that. No.
She's not. She's not. But Giselle, Karen, she just too much. But listen, I love that Karen did not allow herself to be placed in a position that was going to cause her any kind of mental harm, any kind of discomfort. And I think a lot of these ladies need to start doing more of that. Is the check really worth your piece? And I think that's what's going on with Ashley and Robin.
Right. Karen is protecting her energy. And that's what I love about a grown woman who knows what spaces are good for her and what spaces are not good for her. Because she knows if she went to Sharice's crab boil, that it was going to be an issue between her and Sharice. And even though Karen knows she's the show, she wasn't going to make the crab boil about Karen and Sharice. No. Because that's going to validate Sharice being here. And Karen's never going to validate Sharice being on camera. Not with her, at least.
And here's what Karen did also. Karen knows her worth. Karen, like, listen, if y'all want to film with me, have Giselle, one of the ladies, come to my house. We're going to talk a little bit before she goes to the crab boil, but I'm not going over there.
Right.
Do that. I loved it. Now, let's talk real quick about Sharice's nice, handsome son that was out there in the rain, child. Whoop. He was supposed to be in a golf cart, but he had to walk the ladies to Sharice's place. Now, I know that place looks like it costs a lot of money. Where's the parking?
Right. Yeah. It looked like you got to park somewhere down the street, like we're coming to a circus event at the arena downtown. Like it's what's going on there. But he was definitely eye candy for sure. That's for darn show.
Very handsome. You did that right, Sharice.
At first, I thought it was Ashley's new man. I was like, wait a minute, who's this young man walking up the? And then when Giselle walked up with him, I was like, oh, is that her? No, that's not her boyfriend. So yes, that was very nice for Sharice to do.
But listen, that was very nice of her son to do that for his mom. It gave him some camera time too. We see you, young man. We see you.
Yes, we do.
We see you. And so it was really nice of her to do that and have her son to do that as well. I laughed so much when Robin was like, I'll go get the door. And she saw it was Candace. And she was like, oh no, I'm not getting that one. And she turned back around. Let's talk about Sharice and her arguing at the table. Do you think it was warranted the way she ranted and had that tantrum? What do you think?
Absolutely not. And what brought on this sort of ranting was her trying to create peace between Candace and Robin. And Candace revealed that she found out Robin sent their personal text messages to a blogger. And that is, something that a friend does not do to another friend. I understand Robin is trying to make a point and trying to tell her side of the story. But again, at the same time, you're sending them personal messages between us that maybe she wouldn't even have given to Bravo to try to prove your point. And so I understand why Candace was upset, but Candace really didn't even raise her voice in that moment. It was more Robin that was raising her voice in the moment. And then Sharice feels the need to bam on the table and start yelling. And I think Sharice wanted this moment. This is what she was asking for when she wanted to have this crowd boil, and she got exactly what she wanted. So
she got it.
I don't know if Sharice thinks that this will allow her to become a regular member of the cast again, because if she's thinking that, she's thinking wrong. But, you know, I mean, at least she's still here. So I guess that's a good thing for her. But a lot of the girls, especially Giselle, were saying, you know, when Sharice gets a couple drinks in her hand, that's when she wants to start banging on the table.
That's what they were saying. That's what they were trying to say about Sharice. They were like, okay, you know, is she a little drunk or is she what? I don't know. Because
they were literally laughing at her at that table.
Right.
Literally laughing at her.
I'm going to say this about Candace and Robin. Robin has a way of being angry and not yelling. She can control that. I love how she does that, okay? Even though I don't like her conversations. Robin, you sent those text messages because you wanted to cause allegedly harm to Candace. So just own that. Don't say I was trying to prove my point.
Right.
And Candace, maybe have the conversation with Robin later. Listen, you sent those texts, you hurt me. I don't think you should have done that. But what Candace does, when Candace get hurt, she come out swinging, and she has like her eyes are closed. She don't care who she's going to hit when she swings. Right. And her delivery is, she's valid for her feelings, but her delivery is what makes it seem like she shouldn't be doing that. But she was right to be angry at Robin for sharing those text messages. And Robin knew that she was doing that because she deliberately wanted to hurt Candace. Now, will these two ever get to a place where they can reconcile? It maybe not right now, maybe not this season, maybe not next season. I don't know. I have seen other women on the Housewives franchise that did some real nasty and downright dirty stuff to each other, and they came back and they reconcile. Maybe give these two some time and stop letting every sit down and meeting be an argument that creates these two. So y'all sit down and stop, you know, directing your questions to these two. Just have a conversation. I love how Mia was able to talk to her friend. I love that.
Jacqueline, yes. Jacqueline came to the crowd as well.
Yeah. Carol Chamberlain said, nope, that was drama for the cameras.
Of course it was. Absolutely. We see right through Sharice.
Yeah. And Michelle said the drama was completely unnecessary.
It was. Right. But I'm glad that Mia was able to tell Jacqueline the reason why she was having those issues with Jacqueline is because of something that happened between them, I think while they were in college or some way. And then for Jacqueline to finally say that she didn't know about it until 2 years later. Like, I'm really surprised that they did not have this conversation before, especially because they're such close friends. But again, you know, it's drama for TV. So maybe she knew, maybe she didn't. I don't know. But, you know, it just seems very suspicious to me that two friends would not have had this particular conversation concerning the reason for their dismay between the two. But I'm glad that they were able to have the conversation, and apparently the slate is getting cleaner. I won't say it's completely clean, but the slate is getting cleaner, and they're at least be able to be cordial with one another, because I expected for them to be the fighting at the table and not Candace and Robin and Sharice. Yeah.
I do love how these two grown women handled this. I love how Jacqueline and Mia handled this. And it was really nice to see that when Mia said, you probably don't even know why I'm still mad at you. And Jacqueline says, I do. It has to do with our childhood. And then they had that in-depth conversation. Grown woman behavior right here. And I loved it. They went through a very traumatic thing, both of them. When of course Jacqueline finding out that her friend went through that and she feeling like she didn't have large enough voice to protect her friend, it had to hurt. And I could see where Mia was saying, I held that against you all these years, but never really had that real conversation. This is why, thank you, Holy Spirit, it is so very important when things happen that you address them in that moment. And even if you don't get full clarity on it or full, unity on it, then it leaves the space open so you can address it again tomorrow or the next day. But not saying anything, it leaves the person to have the illusions in their thought process of this is why, this is why, this is why. When all you needed to do was have clarity in place and the conversation to take place. A conversation that waited 30 years should have happened 30 years ago. And these friends would have probably been at a much better place than they are. But I'm glad they reached this moment. I'm glad they did, because a lot of women and a lot of men don't come back. They don't bounce back from something like that. So kudos.
Candace gives me the type of girl who's going to hold a grudge. So I honestly don't see her and Robin ever being good friends again, especially because they were so close in the past. And for Robin to do what she has done, Candace sees this as something that she really can't forgive. At least I think that's what she's thinking. And I also want to say, and this is no shade to Jacqueline, but Jacqueline looks like she's put on just a little bit of weight, and her face has filled out a little bit. And I love that the way
like
that it
it.
looks on her. I think she looked really beautiful tonight, better than I
I
think she looked
noticed that
last
too.
season.
I noticed that too, and I really liked it. I thought it was, like you said, the plumpness in her face. It was really cute.
Yes,
No negativity there. It was really cute. I did love it. I want to say this about Candace, though. I think if Robin can take real ownership for what she did, I think
mhm,
Candace and her can get back to a good place. And I think Candace will forgive her. I think Candace thing is when people don't take real ownership, that drives her even more upset. And I
agreed,
get that.
agreed.
I get that. And she doesn't know how to get past that. She don't know how to live in the that's just them, leave them. But I think if Robin gives real ownership, then Candace will be able to really forgive her. Now, will she say some shady stuff for the camera? She probably will, because listen,
Right,
she
that's
does
what
some
she
action
is.
stuff, that's who she is. Hey, Dad, thank you for being here.
But I
But
have a strong
Mhm.
feeling that Giselle is what's keeping Robin from taking ownership for what she's done to Candace. Because Giselle
Really?
doesn't like Candace at all, I don't know if she'll feel comfortable actually being vulnerable enough with Candace to admit the wrong that she's done to Candace in an authentic way,
Okay.
because of what Giselle's reaction to it might be. Because I don't know how Giselle would feel if Robin and Candace got back on good terms, because it's clear that Giselle and Candace don't see eye to eye, and probably never will for the rest of their lives.
But you remember when Robin was out there, for Candace,
Right?
when Giselle
Yeah.
was talking about her. So I don't know if Giselle is really holding Robin back. I think
Mm,
Robin just is mad at Candace right now, and she just wants to
that's
be
true.
evil and vindictive, because Robin even said herself she will hold a grudge. She
Right.
will hold the grudge. And she's probably not trying to mend this thing. She probably don't want to. She's unhappy
I
at
don't think
home,
she does.
allegedly. She's unhappy around these girls, allegedly. She's unhappy with Candace. She's unhappy probably with some of her own choices that she made. She's in an unhappy place right now. And so
Right.
it's going to take her understanding what her part is in each one of these things I just mentioned, for her to be able to say, okay, I did this. Let me forgive. Let me ask for forgiveness on that, to be able to really get your happiness back. And that even goes back all the way to Juan and the things that he did to create her to be unhappy. What was your part in it? Not to say that she's to blame for him cheating, but
Right.
you allowed this stuff to go on. You did
On
not
your
check.
watch.
Come on now. You got to check
Yes.
these people and be okay with what rolls after that.
Exactly. Yeah.
Mm,
Anything
you know,
else about Potomac before we move forward to Married to Medicine?
no, but listen, when I did this thumbnail, I felt just like Sharice out there on the back patio. I was like, oh, these people here.
However, I will say though, one more thing about Charisse. I enjoyed her confessional look a little bit more than I did last
Yes,
season.
yes.
The wig was nicer. I said nicer, not exactly fabulous or nice or good looking. I just said nicer. The wig was nicer. I like the outfit. Charisse looked better in her confessionals than she did last season. I will say that.
I liked her yellow outfit too, her yellow shorts and
Yes.
shoes, and I love the look, like what's her name said, like Ashley said, her spring outfit. I did love that. I do think Charisse needs to tone down the tone of her voice a little bit, a little bit, because it kind of is giving me Simone. And I had to turn my volume down as I was watching a few times when the guests were coming in the house. I was like, oh, this girl. But
Yeah, I
okay,
think Sharice just wants to be heard. And I think she
she
feels
was.
like she isn't heard when she talks. And I understand why she would feel that way because she's a non factor.
Yeah. Oh, not the non-factor. Thank you, Deb Campbell. I'll say I enjoy and appreciate this platform. Keep up the awesome work. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
Listen, wait. Thank you, Michelle. Listen, Latoya said the shade, Jonathan. Absolutely.
Well, that's what I do, you know.
That's what he said. Listen, he ain't finished with the shade. Yeah, we finna take this palm tree over here to Married to Medicine. Let's go
Married
over
to
here.
Medicine. Let me tell
Oh,
you how much I adore Dr. Jackie talking to Quad after they took that break near the beginning of the episode. And,
mm,
she was telling Quad, when I text, how long does it take you to text me back? When I call, how long does it take for you to call me back, girl? Like she literally said, Quad, we are not in your lives. And this is not Housewives of Potomac, Quad. This is Married to Medicine. We are about family. We are about sisterhood. We are about friendship. And you are not giving us friendship in any way, shape, or form. And that's what these girls are trying to get into Quad's head. And I don't think it's going to stick. I really don't. A Quad can try as much as she wants to, and even if she achieves the assumption or the look of being a friend to these girls, she's just going to revert right back to who Quad always has been from the beginning, which is all about Quad. But how did you feel about Jackie taking Quad to the side at the beginning? I loved seeing that.
Here's the thing. I loved. Oh, my picture is crooked. Okay, sorry, my OCD coming in. I loved that Jackie took the time to speak to Quad. She didn't have to do that. I love that she took the time to do it. But here's my thing: when I saw it, I saw the cameraman there, and I was like, "This dang on Quad. Here she is, another moment." That's what I saw, Jonathan. I'm like, okay, here goes Quad with this camera again. Even though we knew they had broke, but they know the cameras were still rolling.
Right,
now,
of course.
I get what Jackie was saying. Jackie was like, listen, Quad, you only are here. This is what we see. You're only here for this. And if that's what you're only here for, we're not here for that. So, it's going to be what it's going to be. But like Dr. Jackie was saying, I can't sit out here and let you treat me like this and be acceptable. I can't do that. I got to protect my peace too.
Exactly.
And so, Quad, if that's the only reason why you want to be here, then understand the women that will tolerate that and the women that won't tolerate that. Quad, to me, gave opportunist vibes. She's still giving opportunist vibes. The only real reason I think Quad really wants to be around this group of ladies is because they are still filming. If Sister Circle was still on the air, I don't think Quad would pay them any dust.
At all.
But Sister Circle is not on the air. And that's what happened. Not that I didn't like Sister Circle show, but because they had Quad on there and the way she handled it, I think that if they would have had a different cast on there, it probably would have still been going on. But there was too much of, I'm here and I don't need y'all and so forth. And when that comes in place in the spiritual realm, God will shut it down.
Absolutely.
But the ones that are there, that was there lifting you up, we didn't know your name, Quad, until Married to Medicine came on.
Exactly.
And you got to Sister Circle because of Married to Medicine. But the way you snuffed your nose up and turned your nose at the platform that got you there, and you actually thought that platform was going to stay there? No, Quad, the spiritual realm don't work like that, baby girl. You better get with God and find out.
Do you think Quad would be a better fit for Housewives of Atlanta as opposed to Married to Medicine? Because I think that's more the show that she would fit better on, because these Married to Medicine women are clearly a clique rather, that actually likes and loves one another and hangs out with one another and enjoys each other's company. However, Quad doesn't seem to look that way. So do you think she might be a better fit for Housewives of Atlanta? I think she would.
I think it would be great for her to try it out. And I think that's a great idea, Jonathan. Go ahead and try it out. And remember what you messed up on over there, and don't mess it up over here. Don't be like, okay, I'm over here on this platform. I don't need those girls. No, what you can do is, I'm going to go on over here to Real Housewives of Atlanta, and I'm going to have some of these girls come on scene and kiki it up with me over here. Don't forget the friends that were there for you. Don't treat them as though they're belittled or beneath you. Right. Don't do that. So I think that's an excellent idea, Jonathan. They need some help over there anyway at Housewives of Atlanta anyway.
They definitely do. And I think Quad could spice it up, because it seems like her energy really doesn't match with the girls on Married to Medicine. Not even Toya. And Toya is still the young, vibrant young woman that she's always been. But Quad is like her arch nemesis on the show. So, I think she might be better suited for Housewives of Atlanta. But I think like the majority of the reunion was based on Sweet Tea and Dr. Heavenly's issues. Ooh. They spent a lot of time with those women. But one good thing that came out of that, we heard, unfortunately, Sweet Tea said that Heavenly's mother was in hell. And Heavenly said that her sister called her after hearing that happen. And that cultivated their sisterly bond. And that caused for them to start being in communication again. So I thought that was a beautiful thing that came out of a very ugly situation. What did you think of when you heard that Heavenly's sister reached out?
When Dr. Heavenly said, I want to thank Sweet Tea for this, I thought she was about to be nice and change her wicked ways.
Oh, wow.
And I saw the look when the camera panned over to Sweet Tea. Them shady camera people, but they was right on point. And Sweet Tea was looking like, okay, she's about to give me some accolades, some niceness. And then when Dr. Heavenly said, she said her mama's in HE double hockey stick. And she said that's what her sister texted her. And she said, I'm thankful to Sweet Tea for saying that because my sister texted me. First thing I thought was, what was in the text message? The second thing I thought was, oh no, she don't. I thought she was gonna be nice to Sweet Tea, and she wasn't. And that was another shock to Sweet Tea. But I love how Dr. Heavenly cleaned it up and was like, listen, even out of this bad stuff or bitter stuff or whatever, some good can come out of it. So me and my sister are texting with each other and they talk occasionally. So I think that was good. And then Sweet Tea said something about, I don't know if she was trying to clean it up or clarify when she was saying, I didn't hear what you said. And that's when I said something about your mom. But Dr. Heavenly, no, to Dr. Heavenly, you did it a lot to the other ladies with your mama stuff. So it's going to come back at you. You'll never know the form that it's going to come back. Right. But it's coming back around.
So Sweet Tea says that she thought she heard Dr. Heavenly tell her to go to hell. And so that's why she then responded with, your mom is already there. What part of that, what Dr. Heavenly said, did you not think was nice? Because I thought it was all nice. What part of that did you not think was nice?
I think she was digging. I think she was digging at Sweet Tea.
It was a little bit of a dig.
That's what I'm saying. It was a dig. It was a dig at her. That's the part. Okay. But I'm glad that out of that, her and her sister are communicating, but I still want to know the text message. I really want to know what was that text message. Or I want to know what that text message was.
I'm sure it was her probably defending their mother, and probably saying, if I was you, I would have said this or I would have said that, because I feel like Dr. Heavenly's sister probably has the same type of energy. So yeah, that's what I'm thinking. It probably had something to do with their mother and the fact that their mother wanted them to be close again. So that's what I'm thinking.
It was probably something to the tune of, what did that say about our mama?
Exactly. Exactly.
I mean, because think about it, Jonathan, this had Dr. Heavenly and her sister hadn't talked for how long? And then all of a sudden she texted her. So this had to be a real deep text. Like, oh, where's she at?
Right.
Where's she at?
Okay. give me that girl's address. Okay. So now we get into one of my favorite parts of the reunion, where the husbands are brought to the stage. And the first thing out of Andy's mouth to Curtis, flying in from the DR. Okay, was that not shade, or was that not? That was a little bit of a read, honey. That was a little bit of a read. You coming in from the DR, Curtis?
Andy, you are it, Andy. Yes, Andy. Yes, come on now. Did you fly in from the DR with a straight face?
With a straight face. That's how you do it, Andy. That's how you do it. Okay, the king of shade.
Come on now. You're right. That's why you the boss, Andy. That's why you the boss.
That is why.
And Curtis couldn't even get slick with him because he is the boss.
No, he said came in from Atlanta. Okay, yeah, and he felt it. Curtis felt that thing, like that thing hit like a ton of bricks on him, but he didn't show it. And I'm glad that he didn't show it. I wish he would have a little bit, but you know what I'm saying, to see a little bit of an effect.
I am glad all the men were there. I'm glad all the men showed up. So yes. I'm happy about that. I love how the men handle debates and discussions and differences. I love how they do that, because the way Eugene was coming at Kimmel, when Kimmel was trying to change his story, flip-flopper, trying to change his story, stop flip-flopping Kimmel, because Dr. Eugene is a doctor. He knows and he remembers stuff.
Exactly.
And Dr. Eugene was like, no. But I love how they did that.
And let's get into Dr. Chemo trying to clean his words up a little bit, trying to make his wrong a right, and saying that it was misinterpreted or it was misheard or whatever excuse he tried to make. He said, he didn't mean to use the word trained. He didn't mean to use the word trained, but in his culture, the women, are a certain way. And over here in America, the women are more independent. And so it's still in the midst of it, you still mean that you have to train your American wife to be more like a Nigerian acting woman. So you said what you said because you meant what you said. So, as much as you tried to clean it up, I got the same message.
Well, he tried to clean up saying, well, I meant like at home. I didn't mean like in business, or I meant that business or whatever one it was. And even Andy said, no, you said,
right.
And this is what it was. So you didn't say it was in business or at home. You just said this is like what the women are. But Kimma, you know what when I saw that part, Jonathan, I said, okay, Kimma, he don't watch this. He was like, okay, let me try and get my mind to how I'm going to fix this. How am I going to lie about this or so forth? That's what I saw with Kimma. I did not like it. But that's what I saw. And I'm watching. I don't know about you, Kima. I don't know about you. And another thing, let me clear this up. Kima said that he was raised in Jamaica or something like that. And he was like, it's Jamaican culture. Jamaica shun on that. Jamaica shun on men doing that to women. Lies. My husband is Jamaican. Lies. I wanted to come through the screen again. Lies, Kimma. Stop trying to put that on the Jamaican men. Don't do that.
I've never heard that Jamaican men don't do that in the bedroom. I've never heard that. So I'm thinking maybe he meant the culture in Africa. I think that's what he meant by that.
He tried to switch it.
I've never heard Jamaican men not doing that.
He tried to switch it. There he go flip-flopping again. He said it was his culture, and then he gonna come around and talk about, oh, it's Jamaica because I was raised in Jamaica. Lies.
Yeah, I would have had more respect for him if he would have doubled down on his stance. If he would have said, yeah, I said what I said and I mean what I said. Y'all don't have to agree with it. We're all different people here. We all have different points of views as to how marriage should work. That's just the way that I see marriage. And I would have been so much more respectful of him in that, or just be like Dr. Damon and not open your mouth at all, so that your views that may not be accepted by others are not heard by the entire world. So
yeah, I'm gonna tell you this much though. Kima has the right wife, because if he let her go, I don't know if he gonna find another one, because she ride with the dumbness.
She does.
And I'm all for supporting women and all that. And I'm gonna just say, the way she supports, she's enabling him.
She is very much.
She's
so.
not setting him up. She's not setting him up to really succeed. And sometimes women are afraid to really tell their men, listen, that's not right, or that's not right, because they feel like they got to ride for their men. I love my husband. I ride for my husband too, but I don't want my husband in these streets looking like a complete fool.
Right. And I also feel like sometimes women don't speak up because they feel like they won't be heard. They feel like their husband is not going to receive whatever it is that they have to say, or take heed to whatever it is that they have to say, because their opinions are so much diminished in their relationships. But if you get with a man who respects your opinion and respects what you have to say, and respect what your view or standpoint is on life, then you don't have to worry about that. But a lot of women are silenced in their relationships.
But what Alicia is doing is, Alicia was backstage. She had a voice. When Kima was sitting on the platform saying all this stupidness, she was still riding with him, and she knew what he was saying was dumb. All she had to do is
better.
All she had to do is either say nothing or just hold her head down and be like, my husband, what am I going to do with my husband? Or just, thank you, Holy Spirit. She need to be like Dr. Damon. Just hold your head down, shake your head. Don't say nothing.
Exactly. But I think she feels like she's in a position where she has to support her man. And a lot of Black women take that stance where they have to support their men no matter what they do. But I don't think she realizes how bad it looks on her for him to be spewing out all of these things, knowing good and God's darn well. I don't think she abides by those things that he's saying. But she feels like she has to support him because that's her husband, and that's what she has.
I want to say this to her. I want to say this to you, Alicia. If you watch the channel, Alicia, y'all get this video over there to Alicia and pull up this part right here. Alicia, I want to tell you two names that would probably help you: Ananias and Sapphira. Girl, you better learn about those two. Don't let your husband get you caught up in the foolery, and then your life be snuffed out just like his. Don't do it. Ananias and Sapphira. Go read your Bible, girl. Like Medea said, read your Bible. Read your Bible.
Read it. In 3 Corinthians, okay? Yes. Yes, Maria, but Medea know her Bible now. Okay, don't test her on the Bible now. Okay, she knows her stuff. 3 Corinthians. All 26 books, honey. All 26 books. Yes. Okay.
Don't miss the.
Okay.
If you miss one, you're going to miss the message.
Okay.
If it's not in your Bible, call me. I'm open minded.
Right.
Alicia, we gonna help you. Jonathan about to choke over here. Jonathan. Oh my goodness. Listen, Alicia, if it's not in your Bible, I'm gonna give you the Apocrypha. It's in one of the books.
Oh, Lord.
Oh my goodness. Jonathan, we got 5 minutes before we have to get over here to a 90-day fiance. Let's finish up before the people. Y'all, thank y'all for being here. Listen, I love Jonathan. He brings back the laughter. Jonathan, I want to say this to you. I had a rough weekend. And you would not be able to tell by me and all this laughter that you give me. I had a rough weekend. I had some situations that came up with some family and some stuff that took place. And it really brought me to, I was really frustrated, upset, especially because of my husband's birthday weekend. And I wanted him to enjoy the weekend. And then all this mess comes into play. Exactly. Family sometimes do that to you. But let me tell you this, Jonathan, you brought the light out to me, and I love you so much for that. I have not laughed like this, and this is the way I should have been laughing with my husband this whole weekend.
Right.
And my wonderful husband even rushed home today, knowing it's his birthday. He's like, I got to get you there because you got to do your shows. And the love I have for that man, and the love I have for you guys, and the love I have for everybody on this channel and everything, y'all bring that out in me. And you guys are my Band-Aid to my wounds that I take from others. And you guys are the antiseptic and all that stuff. And I really appreciate it. So coming here with you guys, Jonathan, you especially, you are my rock. You're my strength. Like I said, you're my Band-Aid. You're my antiseptic. You're all of that. And so if it means that I have to take wounds from other people, and I know I'm going to come here and get you to heal me and refresh me, I'll take the wounds every single day. Thank you, Jonathan.
It is my pleasure, Regina. I want to bring a light to people, a light to the world. That is my joy in my life, is to bring a smile to people's faces. So if I can do that for you, it's my pleasure to do that for you. And I love you with all of my heart for allowing me a platform to speak my truth and to be myself authentically, that I don't have to put on a face. I don't have to change. I don't have to try to be anything but myself. So thank you for allowing me the platform. That means more to me than anything else. So thank you.
I love it. I love it. I love the love. Let me tell you, God will hook up and put people in place for you. Y'all, Jonathan, I just see you on major platforms, Jonathan, stages somewhere, helping people. I just see it. And I just can't wait for the day that God will set that in motion and you will be out there going touring and celebrating and giving people life and love. And I just can't wait. I just can't wait for it to all happen. Y'all, this has been great. Jonathan, thank you so much. Listen, we got 2 minutes to get out of here and get over here to 90-Day Fiancé. Dustin, I know, is waiting. Thank you so very much for all of y'all in the chats here. Reality with Krista Marie, I love you more, girl. I really do. Girl. Love you, girl. Love you. Curves, thank you so very much for the hearts. Love you too, girl.
Thank
you. We're going to do an on panel with all of us one day, and we're just going to do laugh and love or something like with Jonathan. and we're just going to come and give our grievances and just come over here and get some of this healing.
Yes.
And put a Band-Aid on all of us. But I love it. Krista said, you got me crying, Regina, and I feel the same way about watching all of you. Thank you so much, Krista.
Thank you.
Listen, it's in Jonathan. It's in God know what he do when he hook people up. Thank you so much, Victoria. Happy birthday to my husband. Appreciate y'all. Jonathan, go ahead and give us our closing thoughts.
Absolutely. Wendy, I'm still praying for you. You're still my queen. And also a message to NECA. Although you walked into that crab oil with your, Party City crown and sash, you will never take the real Grand Dame's place. Karen will always be that Grand Dame, but she understands that she won't take her place. I'm glad that she understands that. Know that, okay, and accept it.
Listen, she is the Grand Dame of the landing strip, y'all. Let her have a landing strip. We'll be back next week. Next week, Monday, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for another reality conversation and review. Y'all be back over here next week, all right? Now, join us again. We're coming right back on for 90-Day Fiancé. I love y'all for watching. We're going to be right back.
Bye, y'all.